Welcome to the 2014 CEW Achiever Awards. The 2014 Achievers. The Lifetime Achievement Award honoree, Jane Werwan, founder and chief visionary, Dermalogica, the International Dermal Institute.
Presenting the 2014 Achiever Award to Jane Werwan, welcome Annette King, Director of Global Education for Dermalogica and the International Dermal Institute.
It's my distinct honor to be able to introduce you to our fearless leader, Jane Werwan. This industry accolade is about recognizing accomplishment and female leadership, and no one deserves or embodies this more than Jane. I had the privilege and sheer delight of working with Jane throughout my 16 years with the company. And she's been my teacher, my friend, my mentor, my co-conspirator, my collaborator throughout the 16 years. It's not only been incredibly fun, but in every sense of the word, it's been a true education and a heck of a ride. The tales, the travels, the product testing, the getting naked in the treatment room, and all the anecdotes are just too numerous to mention. But one thing that Jane taught me very early on was that you should freely and generously share your knowledge with others, as one day it will come back to you tenfold. And for Jane, she really lives by this code, and it has become a reality. By establishing the International Dermal Institute in 1983 and Dermalogica in 1986, she not only reshaped the professional skincare industry as a whole by raising the bar, but has helped to change the lives of hundreds of thousands of professional skin therapists around the world and through the power of education. She's led them to a level of success that they never even dreamed of. And for the past 30 years, Dermalogica has supported the businesses of over 40,000 entrepreneurs in the professional industry. 98% are women. But now, through her work with FIGHT, which stands for Financial Independence Through Entrepreneurship, Jane is championing change and empowering women all over the world and in every different type of industry. So what drives Jane? You see, what's different about Jane, unlike the majority of you in the room, she doesn't have an MBA, she's not a cosmetic chemist, she's not a CPA. First and foremost, she's a skin therapist and she's an educator. She feels deeply responsible for the success of others and her employees because they signed up with her in the early days and joined her and her fantastic husband, Ray, on this incredible journey. This gives her an entirely different perspective towards product development and looking at all of our concepts at Dermalogica, because everything must work. Every product must be perfect and get outstanding results on the skin. Otherwise, it gets benched. So you can imagine how annoying this is to our marketing team, and particularly to our R&D team, where she can sometimes require over 100 different submissions of a product before she approves it. So for those of you that are sat out there on the product side right now, just do the math on that one, which is why we're an entrepreneurial company. I know many of your room are just squirming just thinking about that. So who is Jane? She's a trailblazer, she's a risk taker, she's a trendsetter, she's a rule breaker, but she's also incredibly generous and kind and very, very thoughtful. She's a really hilarious, fun time. She's great to be with, she's charismatic, and she's an incredible mom. People ask her all the time, how do you balance? How do you balance your work and life? And Jane doesn't even see it as balance. She believes in resilience, and that truly is how she's so inspirational to many of us. She takes her work really seriously, but not herself. But don't even dare to tell Jane that something can't be done. She'll defy you. She doesn't care what the competition is doing. She doesn't believe in focus groups. She goes with her gut instinct in everything she does. Her antennae is always up and it's dialed to maximum. So this creativity, this childlike enthusiasm, of course, is highly contagious and addictive. which is why all of us that enter into the Jane sphere, including our own husband and children, would follow her to Mars if that's where she was going. And of course, she is going to Mars, because why wouldn't she? And after all, don't Martians have skin? I think they do. So thank you, Jane, for all you are and all that you do, and for giving me a remarkable professional life, which sometimes I just can't even believe is real, if I were not really living it every single day. So now, for all of you, you can meet Jane too by watching this video.
I was born in Edinburgh, Scotland, and grew up there until I was 9, and then moved to the south of England with my family. I think I first decided this was what I wanted to do when I was 13, and I got a job in a local hair salon, doing the laundry, sweeping up the hair, and fell in love with the industry. When I graduated from high school, I went straight to study skincare and never looked back. When I first came to the United States, the first thing that struck me was the incredible opportunity, the desire to embrace health, fitness, wellness. So we set up the International Dermal Institute to bridge the gap between this rudimentary education that was already available and an international standard of excellence that really was required in order to build a successful business. And 3 years later, we launched Dermalogica, and it was the first American-made, American-based professional product with a unique cosmeceutical personality, which had never been seen before.
So when she first talked with formulating chemists about, I don't want alcohol, I don't want lanolin, I don't want mineral oil, I don't want any synthetic fragrance, they pretty much looked at her like she was crazy. But she was insistent that the formulas that she was going to introduce would not have any of those ingredients. You know, I learned very early on, she doesn't take no for an answer. She forces you to do things that on the surface you would say couldn't be done. Just like people said Dermalogica couldn't be done.
And in our industry, I'm proud that every one of our independent accounts is an entrepreneur. So this is an economic and social powerhouse for entrepreneurial women, and we just can't imagine, I think, working in a more dynamic environment.
FIGHT is our initiative here at Dermalogica that stands for Financial Independence Through Entrepreneurship. And we work with women and girls all over the world to help them have the opportunity to be successful entrepreneurs.
Working with her, and sometimes I feel I work for her, once she puts a mind to doing something or getting something, there's no stopping her. She is unbelievably sharp and bright.
Jane is the most determined.
Absolutely determined.
I think Jane has had an amazing career. She truly personifies the American dream, and so many people's lives have been touched by her living her dream, which really is an amazing story.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage my friend, my boss, my inspiration, Jane Werwin.
Wow, Annette doesn't have a boss. She's completely bossless. She is a boss. Having a pinch me moment. I'm just going to take this in, let it land, as my daughter says. It's quite a room. Lots of thank yous to be said, and it's a hard act to follow. Laura and Ali, and of course Mr. Leonard Lauder. But the moment's not lost on me. I'm in a room with incredible people, in a city that's nothing short of extraordinary, in a country that we dreamed about emigrating to, and made that a reality in 1983. As everyone knows in the room, it takes an incredible team. At the International Dermal Institute and Dermalogica, we have amazing people, and many of them are here today. They know the debt of gratitude that Raymond and I owe them, and we love you. And the journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. My home team's here, which is my husband Raymond, without whom we couldn't have built the company. We did everything together. We do everything together. Neither one of us would have the success we've had in our lives without each other. He always takes a back seat. He always says, Jane likes to talk, pushes me forward, like make Mikey eat it. So here I am. But Raymond, you and I know this is a joint effort. And our two girls are here with us, which I'm thrilled. I can't look at them because if I do, I'll probably start crying. I love you. You know you're my inspiration, and your skins will always be my greatest challenge, achievement, and wonderment. I love skin. I do. Skin's my bag, and excuse the pun. I too, as Laura did, read Estee Lauder's autobiography from cover to cover with a highlighter pen and a pen to make notes in the margin. I think it's fantastic that we're here not only honoring her incredible and amazing son, Mr. Leonard Lauder, but also in this spirit of entrepreneurship to have the chance, the four of us, the women that I share this award with, for us to have the chance to honor that spirit of entrepreneurship and a spirit of immigration. Because, as so many of us know, that story of coming to a new country to pursue the American dream is intoxicating. Raymond and I emigrated here in 1983, landed at Los Angeles airport with a suitcase in one hand and a beauty school diploma in the other to pursue the American dream. We started Dermalogica with $14,000 that we scraped together from selling a third share in a holiday home that Ray had in Cape Town. We've never taken outside funding. We've never given away a piece of the company. It's nothing short of extraordinary that you can bootstrap. Trust me, it wasn't because we refused it. It was because when you land here and you haven't even got a bank account, no one's lending you anything. So if we'd had a choice, we might have made it. We bootstrapped up the company in an industry that's extraordinary. I started in the professional industry at 13 years old, working every Saturday. I went straight to beauty school from high school and spent my life in this industry. It is an industry that creates more entrepreneurs than any other industry in the world, most of them women. Women own 64% of the salons as opposed to 30% ownership in any other sector. The professional industry has a projected job growth of 18% between now and 2022. And in skincare specifically, that job growth is predicted to be 40%. It is, as Secretary Hillary Clinton says, job one, creating jobs through entrepreneurship. That is the story of our industry. I'm privileged to lead a tribe of amazing salon and spa owners, and their spirit of entrepreneurship drives us. They are hard taskmasters. They expect the best in education and product because quite literally their own business depends on it. And so it's such an incredible honor for CEW to honor me and Dermalogica like this because it gives me a chance to shine a light on that industry of entrepreneurs. So often the salon industry is overlooked because it's the small space on the third floor behind the medical building next to the bank. Not every salon is a big, glamorous ground floor showcase. Most are owner-operator, maybe employing one or two other people, but it is an economic powerhouse for women and always has been. Even Estee Lauder began by selling some of her products in a salon. And so as we look around the world and we look at the opportunities that this industry has afforded me and affords everyone in it, I think it is fitting for us to realize that so many of the innovations that we applaud in our industry came from the salon industry. Serums, electric cleansing brushes, peels. I trained with all of those 35 years ago when I did my training. The salon industry is a hotbed of innovation, entrepreneurship, and creativity, and it is a privilege to be part of that industry. I also believe that in every great brand and every great company, there should be a social impact piece. And I believe that for those of us who have made our success through selling something to women, that social impact piece should give back to women in whatever capacity we are able to do so. It's a privilege and an honor, not just to receive this honor, but also to be stood here in a room that Raymond and I dreamed about when we emigrated here. To pursue the American dream, with $14,000, we now ship to 86 countries, every single product made here in the United States of America. It's our home. No place is perfect, but we believe more dreams come true here than anywhere else. I would encourage all of you out there, don't shrink yourself. Don't diminish what it is you do. Whether you have a degree or you don't, whether you feel your idea is worthy or not, I assure you it is. Don't shrink yourself, don't diminish what you do, don't limit your dreams, write your own script of your own life big. Don't write it too small. You will not run out of runway. That entrepreneurial dream is more alive now than ever. You can look up here at these incredible women. We did it. You can. And I pray that you will. Thank you very much.